She's shaking, you can see how scared she is. I think that she got run over by a car or a motorbike. Imagine the spokes of a motorbike ripped her right down her stomach. You do not know the amount of pain that this girl is in. Now, I am oh, you're a little bit angry. That's okay, that's okay. Don't worry, madam, don't worry. I'm just gonna pop this blanket out. There we go. There we go. Now, I just wanted to introduce you to this lovely, lovely girl who's called Chance. She's been trying to bite us, and that's why I'm sitting away. I'll get a little bit closer as the video goes on. I'm going to sit behind her because she won't be able to get me back here. Chance came in, well, she was caught on Friday, and she was in the vets, and I'm going to put Megan and Earth will put into the video the wounds that she has. They are unbelievably bad. They're so deep. Now, it's really hard in a case like this to figure out what happened. I'll tell you a little bit about where Chance came from first. We know her from the feeding route. She lives up on my feeding route, but none of us ever, engaged with her. We have dogs, you see me feed every day. We have dogs who run over to us. She's shaking, you can see how scared she is. We have dogs who run over to us, and we have dogs who keep their distance. And Chance is one of those. Chance is a 100% street dog. She is wild, for want of a better word. She's, very wary of humans. God knows what happened to her. So for her to be here is very, very hard for little Chance. We think, it's very hard to tell with these injuries, but I think that she got run over by a car or a motorbike, and it slammed into her body. She might have been asleep on the side of the road or something similar, and I think she got caught up under the car, and it's sort of like, if you imagine like this is imagine the spokes of a motorbike or the sticky out bits of a car have like ripped her right down her stomach. Now, she's very, very lucky that it missed her internal organs. I was there when they were cleaning it this morning, and you could they were poking in to like clean out the wounds. That was her third day of wound cleaning. First day, well, I should rewind actually. She was a nightmare to catch. So she's obviously got injured. None of us knew for a couple of days because she's so distant. You a good girl, Chancey? She's shaking. None of us knew, and she was running away. Once Patricia spotted her, Patricia's a German lady who helps feed up where Valeria and me used to feed. Valeria's gone, and she first spotted the injury. Now, one thing that would help us massively is if you hit the subscribe button. I'm going to keep talking to Chance now in a second. She's coming out of her shell really nicely, but a subscribe really does help us so much. In the first few days, nobody was able to get close because she was so scared. Poor little Chance. She would try to bite. She couldn't even get within 10-15 yards. But it was a case of perseverance. There's a guy called Marcus, a German guy, two Germans, Marcus and Patricia, were able, using gloves, to finally get her. And it was only because she'd worn down her energy and she was so sick. Her wounds were full of maggots, so that shows you that it had happened a few days. What happens is, because it's an open wound, the flies go in there, lay their eggs, maggots absolutely everywhere. So she tried to bite them. Luckily they had gloves, and she's had a really hard time, little Chance. One other thing I should tell you is she's got a very famous, I believe, I'm going to say sister. We're never sure, but if you know Hope, she's the name of the first book I wrote. Hope was the dog that got shot with a nail gun about 50 yards from where she lives. If you look at her little face, I think they look identical. So sisters, cousins. There's also Bob up there, who's, I call him Hope's brother. He's Bob Hope. So there's Hope, Bob, and now little Chance. Chance is the same size as Hope. And what I'll do is I'll get Megan to put it in here. I sat in pretty much 2 kennels down here. Actually, this kennel as well with Hope when she came in. And she was shut down in exactly the same way. Shivering, scared, her little paws. She's just a broken dog, like Hope her was. I think Hope's her sister. They're definitely related. But what we did over the weekend, I was here on my own with her yesterday, and she was terrified. But I managed to sort of lift her in the container and just force her into the medical container and open the door. And what that does is that means that she can decompress. And it took all day yesterday to decompress. She would still probably try and bite me if I went near her, but it's best not to even try today. I'll give her a little bit of food in a second. You do not know the amount of pain that this girl is in. Right daggers sort of like into her, like, I think the muscle really, I'm going to say. How it didn't puncture something, more serious down there. Her blood tests are quite bad. She's got blood parasites and everything. She's going to be a dog who will be here for at least, I would say 4 weeks, maybe 6, because the wounds are so serious. And just to explain what happens is, I was talking to the doctors this morning, the vets. They clean it out like so much, has to be cleaned out daily now. So she has to go through the torture of getting cleaned daily, which is horrible for Chance, but it's obviously what she needs, She really, really needs to be cleaned. And then when it gets a bit better, maybe in a week's time, they'll be able to stitch it. But it's too big and too much chance of the inside being infected that's not going to happen for now. We're going to stick with cleaning it out every day, which is obviously a big, big rigmarole. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take her cone off just to see if she'll take a little bit of food, because she's just had such a hard little time. And the cone is not so much for her wounds, because she has a little outfit that she has to wear that keeps her away from her wounds, but the cone is more so I don't get bitten, because she obviously can't bite you when now this is not a dog who wants to bite. She's not aggressive. She wants to stay away from humans, but she's so scared and under such new circumstances. For her to be in here is just another world for her. So it's not the pain. It's not that she's aggressive. She's just terrified, the poor little thing. So I'm going to slowly take this off. And I've brought a bit of food with me. She's been eating really well, actually, which is a great, great sign. Any dog who eats is not a dog who wants to give up or die or anything like that. She, just to be very clear, if we hadn't caught her, Marcus and Patricia, and she hadn't come in here, she would have died, possibly by now. She came in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so she's 3 days of cleaning. She's still shaking now, but without that, she would be dead. Simple as that. Maybe she would have lasted till about tomorrow or the next day, but she was getting eaten alive. So I'm just going to take this cone off. I have the blanket to protect myself. As I said, I don't think she's a little bit sort of still sedated. But you can see that she's a dog that's a little bit scared. Now, do you want a little bit of food, madam? A little bit of food? Just watch that earth, the gap. Oh, there we go. Now that's the best sign ever. You can see she's very pale in the mouth. That's her anemia kicking in. But the fact that she's taken food, I cannot believe. She never did that on the streets. So she's obviously starving. Oh, you're not very good at eating it now, madam. You need to try. I'll put it down there for you, look. You can see how she's cowered into a little ball there. But that's okay. She wants her food. There, look. There's another bit of food. Look, we'll put it down there for you. There you go. She's just tiny. She has just curled herself into as small a ball as she possibly can, because she's just terrified of the world. But to be able to touch her is just, I never thought this would happen. And she's eaten. So, as I was saying, from certain death, absolutely no doubt about it if you see the first wounds, to sitting in a kennel, she's been distracted with food, obviously, but she is... Now, do you want a little bit more, madam? There's as much as you want of this nice stuff here. As much as you want. Look. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I'm just very worried at the door. I'm looking at Earth because it's... Even though we're in a kennel, even though she's sick, she still wants to go back to her street. This is not her place, and she can use every last ounce. She has no energy, but I know that they can use the last piece of energy that they have to escape sometimes. So we do need to be very careful. But this is miraculous. I did not think... I was scared taking the cone off. You can see how weak she is. Poor thing is just falling over. That's all right, darling. That's all right. Okay, here's it. What about another little bit of food? Look. There you go. I think, do you know what? Give this girl 2 or 3 weeks. I think we can get her friendly like we did with Hope. She's interested in food. She's definitely looking around to see how she can escape. But I can touch her on the back very gently. She's still scared of me. But she's hunched into herself like this, trying to make herself as small as possible. But she's not like, I'm very, very hopeful. Here you go, madam. There's more. Look, you missed this bit over here as well. You're not a very good licker of the plates, are you? She just wants to curl into her little corner. Okay, that's you're maybe had enough for today now, have you? She's still a little bit weak from the medication. So this is Chance. We're going to get her cozy now, get the fan on her, get her comfortable, and leave her in a bit of food because her appetite is fantastic. She's still weak and falling over, but her appetite is really good. So from a very, very, very bad start in life, Chance has got a chance. That's why I called her Chance, by the way, because she had no chance in life, just like Hope had no hope. But with a little bit of love and a lot of medicine and a lot of surgery and the vet stuff, people always say to me, "Oh, you're amazing. They wouldn't survive without the love." Believe me, they wouldn't survive without the medicine and the really strong drugs and the anti-inflammatories and the painkillers that she's on. That's what's really saving her. And the people who put their arms on the line to get bitten to catch her. That's really what's helping her survive. So she's going to get a big rest in here, and we're going to keep an eye on her. And hopefully, you won't see her out in the play area for 2 or 3 weeks. She's that bad. She's going to be really, really resting. Her stomach is being sliced open. But one day you'll see her outside soon. So that's Chance, Hope's little sister, older sister, I would say. If you like this video, a subscribe would be massively appreciated. I'm going to give you one last bit of food, darling. There you go. There's more. There's as much as you want here. A subscribe would be massively appreciated because it helps us save more dogs like her. I'll give her a little... Oh. You don't like this? Yeah, okay, that's all right. We'll finish the video there. We'll quit while we're ahead. Well done, little Chance.